William Shakespeare, Shakespeare also spelled Shakespeare, by name Bard of Avon or Swan of Avon. Baptized April 26, 1564, Stratford upon Avon, Warwickshire, England. Died April 23, 1616, Stratford upon Avon. English poet, dramatist, and actor, often called the English national poet and considered by many to be the greatest dramatist of all time. Some are born great, some achieve greatness, and some have greatness thrust upon them. William Shakespeare. A fool thinks himself to be wise, but a wise man knows himself to be a fool. All the world's a stage, and all the men and women merely players. They have their exits and their entrances, and one man in his time plays many parts, his acts being 7 ages. No legacy is so rich as honesty. Love all, trust a few, do wrong to none. The evil that men do lives after them, the good is oft interred with their bones. They do not love that do not show their love. If you prick us, do we not bleed? If you tickle us, do we not laugh? If you poison us, do we not die? And if you wrong us, shall we not revenge? William Shakespeare. Some rise by sin, and some by virtue fall. Cowards die many times before their deaths, the valiant never taste of death but once. It is a wise father that knows his own child. Heat not a furnace for your foe so hot that it do singe yourself. What's in a name? That which we call a rose by any other name would smell as sweet. William Shakespeare. How far that little candle throws its beams, so shines a good deed in a naughty world. Our doubts are traitors and make us lose the good we oft might win by fearing to attempt. Love is a smoke made with the fume of sighs. To thine own self be true, and it must follow, as the night the day, thou canst not then be false to any man. Such as we are made of, such we be. Boldness be my friend. We are such stuff as dreams are made on, and our little life is rounded with a sleep. Suspicion always haunts the guilty mind. The wheel is come full circle. There is no darkness but ignorance. Life is as tedious as twice told tale, vexing the dull ear of a drowsy man. I like not fair terms and a villain's mind. Sweet are the uses of adversity which, like the toad, ugly and venomous, wears yet a precious jewel in his head. William Shakespeare. My crown is called content, a crown that seldom kings enjoy. Our peace shall stand as firm as rocky mountains. Love sought is good, but given unsought, is better. One touch of nature makes the whole world kin. There is a tide in the affairs of men, which taken at the flood, leads on to fortune. Omitted, all the voyage of their life is bound in shallows and in miseries. On such a full sea are we now afloat. And we must take the current when it serves, or lose our ventures. William Shakespeare. There is nothing either good or bad but thinking makes it so. We know what we are, but know not what we may be. It is not in the stars to hold our destiny but in ourselves. Hell is empty and all the devils are here. God has given you one face, and you make yourself another. This life, which had been the tomb of his virtue and of his honor, is but a walking shadow, a poor player, that struts and frets his hour upon the stage, and then is heard no more. It is a tale told by an idiot, full of sound and fury, signifying nothing. William Shakespeare. When sorrows come, they come not single spies, but in battalions. Ignorance is the curse of God, knowledge is the wing wherewith we fly to heaven. If music be the food of love, play on. Good night, good night. Parting is such sweet sorrow, that I shall say good night till it be morrow. The course of true love never did run smooth. The robbed that smiles, steals something from the thief. Better 3 hours too soon than a minute too late. The undiscovered country from whose bourne no traveler returns. Though she be but little, she is fierce. Fishes live in the sea, as men do a land, the great ones eat up the little ones. Doubt thou the stars are fire, doubt that the sun doth move. Doubt truth to be a liar, but never doubt I love. What's done can't be undone. Listen to many, speak to a few. Better a witty fool than a foolish wit. Men are April when they woo, December when they wed. Maids are May when they are maids, but the sky changes when they are wives. William Shakespeare. The stroke of death is as a lover's pinch, which hurts and is desired. There's no art to find the mind's construction in the face. There's many a man has more hair than wit. Virtue is bold, and goodness never fearful. As flies to wanton boys, are we to the gods they kill us for their sport. The man that hath no music in himself nor is not moved with concord of sweet sounds is fit for treasons, stratagems and spoils. Oh, what may man within him hide though angel on the outward side? But oh, how bitter a thing it is to look into happiness through another man's eyes. To be or not to be, that is the question. In a false quarrel there is no true valor. Love is not love that alters when it alteration finds. Things done well and with a care, exempt themselves from fear. Fortune brings in some boats that are not steered. Oh! For a muse of fire, that would ascend the brightest heaven of invention. Kindness in women, not their beauteous looks, shall win my love. The lunatic, the lover, and the poet, are of imagination all compact. Speak low, if you speak love. It is the stars above us, govern our conditions. And oftentimes excusing of a fault doth make the fault the worse by the excuse. Faith, there hath been many great men that have flattered the people who ne'er loved them. William Shakespeare. 'Tis not enough to help the feeble up but to support them after. When we are born we cry that we are come to this great stage of fools. Farewell mook fair cruelty. Lawless are they that make their wills their law. 'Tis best to weigh the enemy more mighty than he seems. The lady doth protest too much methinks. With mirth and laughter let old wrinkles come. Wisely, and slow. They stumble that run fast. In time we hate that which we often fear. Like as the waves make towards the pebbled shore, so do our minutes, hasten to their end. William Shakespeare. If you have tears, prepare to shed them now. Now, God be praised, that to believing souls gives light in darkness, comfort in despair. I wasted time, and now doth time waste me. Women may fall when there's no strength in men. If we are marked to die, we are enough to do our country loss, and if to live, the fewer men, the greater share of honor. Uneasy lies the head that wears a crown. Words, words, mere words, no matter from the heart. O thou invisible spirit of wine, if thou hast no name to be known by, let us call thee devil. How poor are they that have not patience! What wound did ever heal but by degrees? Life every man holds dear, but the dear man holds honor far more precious dear than life. Who could refrain that had a heart to love and in that heart courage to make love known? William Shakespeare. A peace is of the nature of a conquest, for then both parties nobly are subdued, and neither party loser. Children wish fathers looked but with their eyes, fathers that children with their judgment looked, and either may be wrong. Thou know'st the first time that we smell the air we wail and cry. When we are born we cry, that we are come to this great state of fools. If to do were as easy as to know what were good to do, chapels had been churches, and poor men's cottage princes' palaces. And this, our life, exempt from public haunt, finds tongues in trees, books in the running brooks, sermons in stones, and good in everything. We cannot conceive of matter being formed of nothing, since things require a seed to start from. Therefore there is not anything which returns to nothing, but all things return dissolved into their elements. William Shakespeare. The most peaceable way for you, if you do take a thief, is, to let him show himself what he is and steal out of your company. And why not death rather than living torment? To die is to be banished from myself, and Sylvia is myself. Banished from her is self from self, a deadly banishment. Well, if fortune be a woman, she's a good wench for this gear. As he was valiant I honor him. But as he was ambitious, I slew him. Be not afraid of greatness. We know what we are, but know not what we may be. Sweet are the uses of adversity which like the toad, ugly and venomous, wears yet a precious jewel in his head. Our doubts are traitors and make us lose the good we oft might win by fearing to attempt. To be, or not to be? That's a question many of us are familiar with and can recognize right away as one of Shakespeare's many classic lines. But this beyond talented writer, poet, and playwright provided plenty of other quotable gems after all. He wasn't called the Bard of Avon for nothing. The 125 best William Shakespeare quotes will refresh your memory.